so excited to be with you today. And as I like to say to my wealth group every quarter, I get to see them. I say, welcome home. Okay, this is your home every Friday. Okay, we kick off our week with the Monday morning huddle. We finish our week with the practice profit report video. Isn't that amazing? I teach you to bookend your days. We just talked about the weekly battle plan, and boom! Right here, you got a daily dose of inspiration, the morning huddle, the private doctor memo, the Wednesday entrepreneur newsletter, the Thursday Kevin leadership, and the Friday practice profit report. What are you talking about? Okay, I show up for you every single day. Do you show up for yourself? That's the question. Hey, listen, today I want to talk about showing up for your team, but not just any team. I'm talking about the new team members, all right? Now, one of the most common questions I get all the time is, how do we find new team members, better quality team members, upgraded team members, whatever kind of people? You know, first of all, I'm going to tell you the blunt news. Okay? You got to retain the ones you got, okay, so you don't always need new ones. So one of my 4 freedoms of dentistry is called turnover freedom. That is about having a team that, ride or die, baby. Ride or die. That's what your team's got to be. Yeah, if you're breeding loyalty within your team, then I've already explained, a month ago I talked about how to build a world championship team, having places for them to grow, no greener grass, income opportunities, control their own destiny, all those things. But today I want to talk about getting new people. Now, I can easily tell you getting new people is just like go to Indeed or Dental Post. Those are kind of like a wash, one and the same. Used to be we got team members off Craigslist or newspaper ads. Remember those days? Classified ads in the newspaper. We also have just asking around town. You ask your supply reps. You ask your labs. You ask your study club. You ask around town. You just never know. We got to make sure that we're getting the team to recruit team members. That's the deal. If you like your people, let your people go get more people. It's a multiplier effect of the businesses they're going to. And then if you're looking online, you have the upgrade. The upgrade, of course, is ZipRecruiter. Now, my friends at Cloud Dentistry, the greatest on-demand opportunity in dentistry, you can look for people who are looking part-time and you can flip them into full-time. Looking for people who are looking for temp work, can you move them into better work? There's a lot of great opportunities here for you. But when we're talking about marketing online, it really comes down to beginning with the end in mind. You have to know the type of person you're looking for, but you have to be able to sell the position. So when people ask me this question about how to get new team members, it's like, listen, what you put out is what you're going to get back. So the first order of business is to understand you got to take care of home base. If you're taking care of your team members, if you have great retention, if they're raving fans, do you have team member testimonials? Do you have team members who could be references and interview people who are coming in? Obviously, everybody knows you post ads, you get the resumes, you make them jump through some hoops, you weed it down from 100 to 10. You take those 10, you put them through some more hoops, you get them in person, you see how they hang, or you have them do a little short video, send it in. And then again, you're looking just to whittle it down, needle in a haystack. But you're only going to be as good as what you put out there. So I like to say starting at, so that people can take their minds to a better wage instead of capping it at, and then you're going to get the bottom feeders. But you want to build a place that people want to be. And your best asset you got, as we always say, the team is patient number 1. So you got to have a job description, but more importantly, you got to have a vision statement of that position. You got to talk about the great life they're going to have. You're going to talk about the leadership, the responsibility they're going to gain, and you put it out there. When you're putting ads out for stranger danger, okay, they're only going to work so well, and it's going to be an ebb and flow. The best way to do it is recruit from the community. And that is for yourself or your spouse going out into the town, finding people who look amazing. I mean, look as in personality. Looks are good too. Okay, but people who you're like, wow, this person is so nice, or wow, they're such a great thinker, or wow, their hospitality is incredible. Wow, they're really articulate. Wow, they're asking me questions and they're curious. Okay, and your team members out in the community. I want you to stop fearing bringing people in and then training them up. Stop fearing that. Okay? You pull somebody in from the community, sure, they don't have any dental experience, but you are the dental experience. If you bring people with dental experience, it's great, except they got somebody else's experience. They ain't got your experience. So no matter what, pros and cons, you bring somebody who's great, no experience, you're starting from the ground floor. You bring somebody who's got lots of experience, who's great, you bring them in, and you're having to reconstruct them. So whatever it is, the main point, okay, is you're looking for character, energy, attitude. You know that. You know that. Now, some people use the personality test, the Colby or the culture index. There's all different types of things. But when you have somebody think on their feet, record a little video, come in and do a little group interview with other people or with your team, okay, they're with patient facing. Always you have to do an on-the-job day, okay, where you get to see them in the trenches. But what I'm saying to you is this. The team is patient, number one. You got to retain the great ones. Okay? You got to develop them. Personal development. If I go into a place and I take home money, that's a commodity. But if I take home a better me, I can't get that anywhere else. You got to sell them. Just like you sell a patient. You got to sell a team member. And then you got to have advancements. Now, advancements don't just mean you keep adding dollars to the hours. Advancements means you're helping people learn about financial literacy, grow their confidence in their communication skills, build a bucket list, and have a plan in life. Okay, now, if you're on the treadmill every day, your team's going to be on the treadmill too. But if you are listening to me, you ain't on the treadmill, you're building a beautiful life. Okay? But you're at the mercy of your lowest quality, value, strength, capability, mindset, negative, etc. team member, the weakest link. So you don't want no weak links, strong people. The only way to make them strong is to build them up, okay, and to give them more. That's why the Dental Success Universe is the greatest place to be, because we're here to grow people. Okay? So I'll just hit the highlights real quick. It's a simple deal. The team is patient, number one. Okay? Like attracts like. You are letting yourself tolerate and accept stuff that you shouldn't. If you're losing sleep at night, if you're coming in and getting your ass handed to you, like you are the princess and the pea, right? If you got something that's on your mind weighing you down, okay, they got to go. It doesn't matter. Because you know what? Okay, more ain't always better. Better is better. And sometimes less will do a better job, okay, than keeping people who are mediocre or who disrupt the flow of the great people. So you can't build a world championship team if you got loser players. Like attracts like. Retain them, develop them, advancement in their life. We're not talking about in your practice. We're talking about in their life. And the most important thing you got to have, you got to be the product. You got to have proactive leadership, and you always got to remind them of the why. And you got to have what we like to call keepers of the culture. Keepers of the culture. You have a great culture, people are going to want to be there. And you got to sell them on more things than just money. It's no different than patience. If you talk about the money, you're not talking about the health. The team, if you're talking about the wages, you're not talking about the why. You got to have both. Okay? You got to have patients pay you to get healthy. You got to have team members get paid, okay, to deliver the goods. But it's the wages or the why. That's what you got to do. Treat them like a patient. Ask more questions. Understand their hierarchy of value and what they're really looking forward to and what's most important to them. Okay? We got to have a team of A patients. A team of A players, just like we have a practice of A patients. But just like you don't find A patients everywhere in town, you build better patients. You're not going to find A players everywhere in town. You're going to build A players. And that's the message today, my friends. Keepers of the culture, proactive leadership, remember the why. Sell it. Sell it to the people. And think outside the box. You don't have to just put ads on a website. Okay, you got associations, you got communities, you got study groups, you got lots of colleagues and team members and family members. You also have Facebook, Instagram. You have a lot of things. Okay, so don't have tunnel vision and understand what you put out is what you're going to get back. Where you go looking is what you're going to find. Right? You want to build a world championship team? The other thing to know is it ain't ever over. You ain't never done. Yeah, and the people you got today may be the people you have later. Okay? But we want to keep growing and going. Okay? To the goals, to the promised land, to have fun. Okay? Enjoying the people you're around and the people that you're winning with. Let's go see what you can do with that.